Yeah.
So, quick recap of what happened last week. You guys fought off the four remaining cloakers, and it was definitely a battle. Um, but you guys managed to succeed in the end thanks to some really great shots and Sidian blowing himself up, which I don't know if you call that a great shot, but he sure did.
I don't know if that was the deciding factor. We probably
That was
would have.
definitely not the deciding factor.
Did you say great shot or grape shot? Because I'm pretty sure he used
Both.
that for his explosive.
Both.
Oh, he will in the future, that's for
100%
sure.
both. But you guys did manage to defeat these cloakers, and just as you guys defeated them, this dwarvish woman came running out of the office with her crossbow armed, ready to join the fight.
So
And
yeah,
so
what
that
the?
is where we will pick up.
All right.
Yeah. The fuck? I'm just gonna say Sid is just sitting there, still covered in soot, like hair somewhat frizzy, darkened by the soot.
I'm gonna go pick up my badger.
Mercedes will go up to this dwarven woman, sheathing her sword. I'm afraid it's a bit late to be joining the fight, sister.
Oh, but
Centurion is still on
oh,
fire.
There's always next time.
Oh, he is?
Well, at least his arms are.
Onyx is gonna try and help
Oh.
put them out, but I don't know how it's gonna go.
getting beat down by Metal Man. Okay.
He uses his cloak to pat it out.
Oh, this dwarven woman looks around confused. She still looks like she's not quite registered that all these cloakers are dead. And at the first sight of one, she's actually going to let out a rather high pitched squeal and shoot off a warning arrow into its body. Not really a warning, but she's shooting off an arrow into its body.
I mean, yeah, if you want to do that. I don't know if anyone else wants to help. I'm gonna start trying to skin these with the help of Boydell.
Perfect.
So it's-
You need a survival
No.
check, sir.
With his sword and just start helping.
I was gonna say, so was Arthur. He wants one of those. If they have any special properties.
Well, you could certainly try.
Sid's gonna pick himself
You
up
can
and
try your hand at it, or you can like ask for one when it's done.
Sid's gonna suggest that we do that outside and we just don't just stay in here skinning these things for an hour. Just in case. How large are these things actually, out of curiosity?
They are pretty big. They are large-sized creatures, so their
Roughly-
wingspan is roughly about 30 feet.
Oh, 30
25?
wait. 30
No,
feet
it'd be about 10 feet.
wingspan?
A 10
Okay.
foot
Oh,
wingspan.
okay.
Yes.
Okay. Kind of turning towards the dwarven woman.
Repeat that for me one more time.
He asks, "What the fuck is going on? Was going on down here?" Past tense.
The dwarven woman wrinkles her eyebrows a little bit, looking a little upset at that question. What do you mean, what is going on? Clearly, I'm mining. And then these bastards came out of nowhere and tried to get me.
It's just a legitimate question. Also, what is this? I guess, I don't know, would I be able to tell what this room, like, back over here is for? Like, is it just like an
If you
office
look in,
in
it
back
just
of
looks
my
like an office.
meat?
What was that, Tyler? Kind of.
Sorry, was I at advantage for the survival, or was it just a straight roll?
No, you. One of your characters is at advantage since they're helping the other.
Awesome.
Onyx is
15.
Perfect.
oh nice. Onyx is gonna walk over to the one that he lanced, like Spartan lanced through, and it's just gonna start rolling it up like a sleeping bag to carry outside.
The whole thing.
If you can, I don't know how feasible that is with this thing's form.
The issue is it's a little heavy, so you're going to be a bit
Yeah.
inclined. Something about this big, we're looking at maybe 300, maybe 400 pounds. It
Ooh,
is
300.
a lot of muscle. In fact, you realize this thing is pretty much all muscle.
All skin and muscle, no bone.
Yeah.
Onyx, I guess, will then begin carving that up, and he doesn't have a great survival, so
Good luck.
he'll be casting Bless on himself.
I think Arthur would walk up to Mercy and grabbing her hand, placing the cross back on it. Thank you.
Place what?
And
What?
The holy
he
symbol.
he grabs your
Okay.
hand very dramatically and says, "Thank you. In my greatest hour of need, you came through for me." And then he kisses the top of her hand before walking away.
Hold on, let me roll for something here. Okay, the tiniest blush
The tiniest one?
will flash on her cheeks, but she will immediately pull her hand away. The tiniest blush will flash on her cheeks, but she will immediately pull her hand away and place the holy symbol around her neck.
Mercy, remember what Mom and Mother and Bassina taught us. Or taught you.
Well, I just rolled. Arthur definitely noticed. But instead of doing anything about it, he kind of just smirks, gives you like this little flirty smirk, and walks away.
Frustration.
Yeah, he's more concerned with skinning those things and also seeing the hot rabbit.
Who feels the invisible hand?
Not Onyx. He can see the shitty job he's doing.
I mean, I have yet to roll, so... In fact, should I roll?
Yeah, probably.
If you're going to try and skin it, yes, please roll me a survival check.
Alright, and yeah, using Bless beforehand. No, that's actually not too bad. That's a 17.
Not bad.
Considering he's literally never done this before.
Yeah. So you guys managed to skin the thick leathery parts of this beast off of its body. And kind of examining it, you realize that that's probably the best part to get because this would make some really good armor.
Sky, you said something, we couldn't hear it.
Yeah, you cut out there, I think.
In the thick leathery parts.
I'll go check.
Probably just loading, but yeah.
Sky, did you die?
Did you die?
If you're muted, we can't hear you.
No, she did not die. Give me a second.
Guys, I think she's preparing the other ambush. This is phase 2 of the boss fight.
Yeah.
I mean, we are in a
Seems
cave. It
like
literally
a
just takes.
reasonable idea.
It just takes the ceiling caving in on us for TPK.
No. It's just some technical issues. For some reason, it's around this time, and I don't know if it's like her computer or the actual because the network traffic increases around this time because everyone gets home. So
Yeah.
Eh, It's
Hmm?
only when I try to talk that it'll drop out, which is the most frustrating thing in the entire world. Anyways,
Welcome back.
thank you. Let's see how long it lasts. But yes, you guys do manage to successfully skin this creature. You guys realize that the backside of it is the best part to take because it is some of the thickest, and it is what allows them to camouflage more easily into looking like just rocks or bits of leather or whatever it is they're trying to camouflage into.
Would we be able to
Ooh.
know
Magical
whether
cloaks.
that's like magical or is that just natural? Like their hide is good for that. I mean, I guess considering the fact that they are able to duplicate them, create illusory duplicates, probably magical.
Yeah, Onyx, you would know. And yeah, just Onyx. With your proficiency in Arcana, you would kind of get a general understanding that there are some magical elements when it comes to their cloaking abilities.
Okay. So who knows what this would actually turn into, but yeah.
I think, like I said, Arthur would be tugging. Actually, yeah, he would be curious with the automaton.
But you said it's not. No, I'm kidding.
Anyways, no, I'm
That's
just
fair.
kidding. No, yeah, I think he would be actually interested because back where he's from, like, I don't know if he's seen something like that.
Yes, you have.
Well,
Onyx
not
specifically, or Onyx
Not
hitting
Onyx,
the
but-
cloaker?
you said yes, I have.
Yeah, you have.
Sort of.
We had our paladin, remember?
Yeah, but they were how it was almost like they were human that became that. This is unnatural, and he loves it.
Which, again, actually, just to re-clarify, I don't know if I described it all that well. How I'm envisioning Onyx is, yes, like the image that I had shared, but he actually does have like a natural element to him as well. Like there are bits of wood that are exposed to like what you might equate to like muscle, and it kind of looks like it might go into some internal workings as well. So it's not just robot, it's metal and wood, and you could guess probably a numerous amount of alchemical interactions on the inside.
Well, you can see Arthur not enamored, but very curious, walking around as he asks him, "Hey, can I have some of this hide? I could probably make a cape for you, or and myself, obviously, and then probably equipment for everyone else too."
I'm collecting this for my master. What did you have in mind?
He gets in real close and he puts his arm around his neck, kind of like he wants to be good pals. He's like, "Look, I know you want it for your master, but what if you could give your master something even better? Like, you could give your master a rock, iron rock, or you could give your master a sword. Which one do you think you'd like better?"
Roll a persuasion check. I will roll some insight as well. I think this is probably the most anybody's actively interacted with him. Other than like Sid.
I got an unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20. Let me double check the insight. Oh yeah, 0. So I rolled a 10. So yeah, you. I think with that, let's see. I think with that, you actually see like his eyes. He doesn't have. Obviously, he doesn't like flesh eyelids. So that would be kind of creepy. But he does have like some like lens cleaners or something that kind of squint a little. And he kind of asks curiously, "You wish to create something for my master then?"
Also, yes. But I would, I'm trying to see if I can make myself something as well. But also, yes. Yes. Yes.
I believe I'm almost done with this one. I believe the two of them have claimed the three that were over there. I could skin another one for you if you'd like. And
That
we can
would
see.
be wonderful. That would be wonderful. You look at his hands,
Um,
they're very well manicured. I don't tend to get messy a lot. So I appreciate it.
yeah, I assume you could also probably see at this point that he is like the spear that he threw into this thing disappeared, and now he's got this like Bowie knife he summoned into his hand that is, I don't know what color's blood this thing is, but it is covered in it. Because of the skinning. But he kind of nods and says, "I will do so." And I will then, once I finish with this one, I'll go ahead and give him this first one, and then I will start skinning the second one that he got. Because
All right.
I think that was all of them. I don't know if anybody else wanted to do anything with them. Funny.
And the last thing that Arthur does, as he walks away, he does have a ring. There's a serpent on it, and you can see him focusing on it, focusing to see if something happens.
Curious.
Arthur,
I'm gonna-
it works.
Oh.
It fucking works.
That-
Okay. So for about a minute, you see him just not moving, and you see the snake unravel itself off his finger, and kind of like one of those scarab beetles digs itself under his skin and starts sewing his wounds from the inside out.
That's kind of freaky, but cool.
And I believe
So I'm giving Arthur.
He's
Onyx is
curing
giving
his wounds.
Arthur the pulse he got.
He's essentially curing his wounds. That's his cure wounds.
It's nice, yeah. Are you gonna help Onyx at all, or are you just gonna?
No. Like I said, he doesn't get his
It's
hand.
emotional.
That's right.
Sky, do I still do the normal
Yep.
4d8, or do I do something modified?
Nope, 48.
Okay.
Can I also rip like a teeth or two out of these things?
Yeah, they're very thin, almost needle-like, but yeah, you could rip a couple of them out.
Yeah, just
That
gonna
is
grab
a
couple.
16. Oops, sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. I'm just gonna rip a few out and hand them to the gnome. Just let her know, like, hey, this can be a trophy that you survived this.
The gnome, well, the dwarf, holds these
Dwarf,
teeth
damn it.
in her hand, looks at him confused for a second before throwing them over her shoulder. I have no need for this. Now, what the fuck are you guys doing in my mine?
Two things. Onyx got a 16 on the second survival check for the second belt,
Good.
and Sid is gonna say, "Well, I assume you're here for those," and he points at like some of the crystals next to him. And yeah, we're here because we heard you fucking screaming. That was you, right?
Yeah, that was me. Wait. Are you guys the only ones that heard that?
I don't know if any of the others heard or anybody else heard, but nobody came racing, and it's not exactly all that lively out there. Don't tell me you've been in these caves all this time.
How long have you been in here?
It would be 2 weeks.
How many weeks?
now?
2 weeks. Yeah, no, that would do it.
Cool. Just a quick question. How many people were outside when you entered?
Her face visibly goes pale. It It hasn't gotten worse, has it?
Oh, so much worse.
So your dad's okay, or grandfather's okay.
'Cause apparently you
that's a relief.
guys share in your hermiting, I guess.
I can't just abandon this mine. It's all we have left. If I give up the
Define
mine,
we.
me, my grandfather, the people of this town, it's all we have left.
So
Yeah,
you want to
well, there's-
step out of the mine, just reevaluate a few things, talk with your grandfather and like the person at the smith shop.
No, maybe pick up a sandwich, see how barren the town is.
Baron,
Maybe
did
Yeah.
they wouldn't have left. What happened to them?
probably easier if you see.
We honestly don't know. We just know that something did.
Yeah. And considering by the red stains, I don't think it was good.
Red stains. Were they attacked? Is that what happened?
Again, we're kind of a little sketchy on details ourselves, but that does seem to be the case. I don't think it was these things that did it. Kind of pointing to the cloaker carcasses.
The Clarkuses.
She'll look kind of at the office and at the crystals that are sticking out of the wall still, and then at the exits, and then finally she'll take a solemn nod and start walking out.
Yeah, grab your shit.
What side? One of them has like no longer a way
No,
through.
she knows.
Both of them no longer have a way through.
Yeah, she knows. Real quick, as she's going, one, can Sidian try to identify what this mineral is that seems to be like the prominent mineral in this mine?
Are you going to identify? Ritual cast it? Or
I'm
are you
not-
going to-
I don't want to cast identify because that's going to take a bit. But can I just like history check or just visually inspect?
Would you have seen this? City and you.
Or even heard about it?
Roll me
Maybe not.
history.
All right. Ooh, 15, so that's 25.
Okay.
Since
With
I
the 25,
still have the ridiculous. Sorry.
No, you're good. With the 25, you've never heard of any kind of crystal that looks like this. Like, yeah, you've heard of, sapphires and other blue precious metals, but nothing that matches what you're seeing in front of you. But you have heard that in Acedia, they're always discovering new different types of metal. Either they're discovering it or they're crafting it by either melding metals together or working some sort of magic on them. There's always something new that these dwarves either find or come up with from Acedia. So it's not
Fascinating.
too far.
This is
beyond
not
the realm
unheard of.
that hey, this might be something that maybe they just discovered or something along those lines. But no, you haven't heard of this particular metal yet, but
And then, would it be possible, whether it's like something like picking up or something that I could like just like quickly and quietly like summon adamantine pickaxe and just like tap a couple times, even if it's just like a small piece, to identify later? Could I like get like some of this mineral or metal?
so along with the crystals that are on the wall, there are like shards of it from where it was previously mined. that are kind of littered around the floor.
Okay.
So if you're looking to get like a sample to see if you could test it later, you could do that. If you're looking to get like a sizable chunk, then yeah, you'd have to summon up some sort of pickaxe and try to while away.
Yeah, I think she might have some objections, so I'm just gonna
You could
pick up
try.
like a probably like thumb size. Is that reasonable to say? Like
Yeah.
thumb size, like chunk of this mineral to identify
Yeah.
later.
That's fine.
I'm just gonna put it in as strange blue magical ore, or should I just put strange blue ore?
Strange blue ore.
All right. Strange blue ore. Okay. Great. Then I will begin following out. And look over at Onyx and nod at his hard work.
I think Centurion by this time kind of goes over to Mercy. Sorry, kind of goes over to Mercy for help.
Because his arms are
Yeah.
still on fire?
Yeah, we've been ignoring the
Okay,
man who
we're
literally
not.
set himself on fire.
Okay, well, then Mercy, yeah, she will,
He's more like
what
smoldering
can
at
I
this
do here?
point.
What do I have?
I mean,
I
Onyx
guess
helps put
just a
him
good
out.
old cure wounds.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
But
let's see. D8.
I will say, like I said before, you will see on his face this expression, not of surprise, more of like disappointment. He did not mean to do this to himself. Yeah, like setting himself on fire was not part of the plan.
Mm.
So he very, he's kind of like ashamed almost a little bit. I don't know how to put that.
Then as she casts cure wounds, she'll lay her hands, like, soothingly on his forearms. How are you doing, Centurion?
He doesn't say much, but he's shaking, whether because of anger or fear. And he just says, I have to be better. I have to find that. I need to find that shielding.
And are you making any progress?
Real quick, how would his... Actually, he does kind of stand up a little bit now to kind of get to eye level. And he says, I'm looking for someone. And he passed by here. The blacksmith, he was there. But he wasn't wearing the armor, and I need that armor. And I need my friend.
Why do you need this armor?
Sorry.
He looks at you kind of... I don't know how to explain this, he says. I'm still trying to understand this myself. I just know that this, and he kind of gestures at himself, this vessel, it's burning. It's not strong enough, and I need to be strong enough.
Is there anything I can do to help you, Centurion? Burning like this, well, it doesn't seem pleasant at the least.
I don't know what to do. He says, I'm running on fumes. I'm training. I'm trying everything I can to physically improve myself, and I can't. I'm still burning. I'm still not good enough.
Then well, this person whose armor you're looking for, do they? How would you even find them? Do you know?
No, that's why I was asking him for help. As desperate as it may sound, I asked him for help because I have no idea where he went. He kind of just disappeared. He disappeared after a battle in which I almost died against this monstrous general.
Well, who was this friend, this mentor of yours?
Well, he does stick out a bit. He's quite a big fella. He's quite adept to the snow, actually. So in this area, actually, he might blend in. Oh, and he's a snow leopard.
Ah. Well, that will certainly stick out a bit more.
I'm sorry, I just heard Sky chuckle in the other room.
She's
What?
planning your guys' demise somehow.
She doesn't know that we're.
Oh no.
We don't know how much she's gonna use this against us. Probably.
Oh,
Yeah.
so many missed
Yeah.
things here. I love it. It's great.
Right? Well, he just said, I appreciate you healing me. And I do. It is nice to talk to someone here.
Of course. You've always got me to talk to, Centurion. You've been distant these past weeks. So please, don't hesitate to talk.
He doesn't pull you in, but he kind of holds your wrist and says, and finally admits that he, up until a few weeks ago, was the first time he met you. He goes on to explain, I've been trapped inside. I've been trapped inside myself for so long with these two things that are supposed to help me, that are supposed to help us somehow. And I've been trapped. And the only time I've really truly ever was able to scratch out of there was when I told you to kill me if I lost control. He's like, so I don't want you to think that I don't appreciate this team. I'm meeting you all over again for the first time.
Well, that certainly explains things a bit.
He thanks her for healing. And before he leaves, he says, I meant it. I still do. I think that you would be the best person to do that, should it come to it.
I try to live up to that expectation. Right? It never comes to that.
He bows as custom, and then starts also making his way towards the exit. How much did you heal me by any chance?
Yeah, so the 7 points. So a little boost.
Enough to calm
A single
some
shot of
of the ember
espresso.
that was still on
It's
his
still pretty
body.
good. It's still pretty good. I'm like 4 points away from
It's
being max health, so it did help. So
yeah,
That's
that's
pretty
pretty good.
Cool. All right. So I want to kind of check out this office a bit more.
Oh, absolutely.
So I guess I'd just like to see a general look over, just to see if there's anything interesting that pops out that demands any further investigation.
Yeah, it's not much in terms of what you see there. There is a small chair and a small table, a couple of crates in the corner, which you look and can kind of tell are extra supplies. In another corner, there is a small bag filled with some dried fruits and vegetables that you assume are for rations. That's what's probably been keeping this dwarvish woman going. Along the northern wall, there are a couple of log books, and it looks like it's just keeping record of how much of this material they have been able to find and how much they've been able to kind of export out of this mine. So it's a bunch of pages and numbers. But other than that, nothing really too out of the ordinary. You do find a small little rolled up cot, which is what you assume she was sleeping on in here.
Okay.
But yeah, nothing nothing out of the ordinary, nothing too spectacular, crazy. It looks like just a normal little office.
So no bizarre symbols or cracks in the paneling where there could be any secret passageways or anything weird.
Unfortunately not. Not in this mine.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
Not yet, at least. We'll put some in there for you.
How long does it take me to skin these 3?
I assume that you were skinning while all of these little side conversations were going on. It would probably take you about maybe half an hour to skin all 3 of them. They're actually relatively easy to skin as soon as you kind of get a knife under them. The skin comes off pretty easily.
Oh, neat.
That's
Made to
a
be
little odd,
skinned.
but all right. But I will definitely skin these 3, and Bordal is going to go back and try and pick up the 3 teeth that were, I guess, rejected.
Yeah, it's a little hard, but yeah, you find them.
Yeah, no, Bordal was very, he didn't really show it, but he looks very dejected that his attempt to, I guess, console the dwarf did not go over well.
Yeah, this dwarf is now set on a mission to get out and see what exactly has been going on with the town. So she is now making her way down the path to the south.
Making her way downtown?
Walking fast.
Walking fast.
Oh, can I do a quick check around? Is there any intact mining equipment, or is everything already in shambles?
No, you can take a look around. It's very obvious that there are still some intact mining equipment. Some carts and wheelbarrows, pickaxes, shovels, your standard mining gear. There's probably enough in here to make at least like 5 different sets of mining equipment. Kind of littered about this large room.
I'm gonna just quickly, and this is Bordeaux asking Merlin, do you want to just grab some of this stuff real quick because it looks important, and if not, I can actually just use it for something else. So there, as soon as they're finished with the skinning, he's gonna pick up some mining equipment, hand it to obviously the muscle of the group, and just tell him to go for it.
Muscle the group. You mean me?
He doesn't
I got
really
a
know you
+6
yet.
strength here, baby.
He doesn't know that yet. Actually, are you still there when this is happening? I've this timeline thingy of who left and who hasn't.
I
I'm
think
just in the
she's the only
office yet,
person that's
but I'd
left.
probably be emerging at this point.
Then
Yeah, I
he
know.
will ask if you want to help.
She'll shrug and help. Hi ho,
Awesome.
hi ho.
All right.
The sleigh, the beast
take
we
Act 6.
know.
I have no
Fillet
idea
the
how this
steaks and
happens.
eat them up.
When he
and
starts
down.
this,
Hi ho.
Sid is watching intently. It's like, I mean, if she's gonna let him, then I'll join in as well. But we should probably start leaving.
I mean, I have no idea
Mm-hmm.
who's here to witness this or not. I'm assuming this is towards the end because I'm waiting for him to finish first, and then I'll gather up the mining equipment. Essentially, whoever's still left, Bordeaux is going to ask if they want to help mine this stuff.
Who else is my guy?
Is this as she's leaving?
No, this would have been well after
Yeah, this
because
would have been
like
after.
half an hour of him skinning the stuff. That's when the mining starts.
I assumed that, like, I guess Sid probably left thinking, or started leaving thinking everybody else was going to leave, but I guess I'm not certain who would have left, and if not, then I'd say probably would have stayed and skinned or started mining as well. I don't know.
You're him. If you don't know, who does?
I'm pretty sure Arthur wouldn't. He didn't even want to skin the creatures.
Well, that, I guess, might
Centurion
depend on.
Centurion would have, but had I known, I wouldn't have had him immediately leave after they talked.
Yeah, I don't think anyone thought that, hey, after they're done skinning, they're gonna definitely mine this room.
I guess the question would then be, like, do people start leaving without everybody else? And if so, who?
Well, I know Arthur would have left trying to follow either the dwarven person out or just gone out himself. And then I think after that was Sidian. And then I'm assuming Onyx as well afterwards.
I'm not entirely certain. Like, when in this process would Onyx be finishing?
Onyx would not take as long, partially because he did have a better roll. So he would probably be finishing up maybe 10 minutes after she left.
Yeah, that mechanical precision, man.
I mean, it doesn't. It's the funny thing.
I could see, like, it looks like he's about to go with the blade. All of a sudden a laser comes out of its eye and starts skinning it that way.
Heat vision.
If he was gonna do the laser thing, why did he spend like a minute like sharpening and cleaning and like honing the blade, making it look fancy, and then immediately just eye beams?
You know what it is he's like shooting the laser from the blade.
Because Sid doesn't know how to code in Python.
Oh my god, yes.
He fucked up.
He just stole a whole bunch of code and jammed it together into somebody that has to live with that as their existence. Imagine being a being that
Alright.
has literally is shitty code. Yeah.
So who's left to actually help?
So I guess I'm there to help, and then going on out.
Yeah, Mercedes would definitely be there to help. Centurion, it would probably be about 5 minutes after you got healed. So I don't know if you wanted to stick around for those 5 minutes.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's fine.
If you want to
I'll
help mine
say-
too.
You are
Sid
asked to
leaves
use
and
much
Onyx
mind.
stays to help.
He'll stay to help, but I don't know if he'll take anything. None of that really interests him. Like at this time, it's not like he has any use to that. So it's strictly just because he doesn't want to feel useless.
Oh, right. Then Bordell's got a question for you guys while we do the mining.
Okay.
But it's only Centurion and Mercedes here, right?
I think Onyx is going to stay as well. If
Okay, so
that works.
Onyx stayed behind?
I'll say Onyx saw that, or would infer that Sid was interested in this ore, and will stay behind.
Hello?
Did you
Hello.
hear what I said?
Nope. I heard you said you stayed behind. You're getting more ore, right? You got the small pieces and you're waiting for a big one, right?
No, I think Sid is going to go out shortly after the dwarf, and then Onyx is going to stick around, I think, is what I decided.
Oh, okay, so only Onyx. All right.
Yeah.
Would he actually ask this? No, I don't know if he knows. No, I didn't know him enough. He'd probably still ask him, assuming like he has way more knowledge than he probably does. Bordeaux's going to go in a line and essentially just ask each of you for like an opinion. What are your thoughts on courting?
Courting.
What was that last part? That last word?
Your thoughts on courting?
You
Courting
mean
in
Courting.
what
Like,
context?
you mean pursuing a lady?
Yes.
do all the guys simultaneously
Well,
look at that Mercy like,
Well, you should certainly do it with a gentle heart and a patient one at that. As a woman of the cloth, I can only infer what the worldly practices are, but as far as I understand, it is a good standard for a respectful relationship to be built on.
So you think it's a good thing?
Why, yes. Better than running into a relationship with thinking with things other than one's heart or head.
So if someone was, say, arranged for you with really no say in most matters,
Well, then, if one is obligated into such a relationship, then courting would be even more important. Then get to know the person, understand them, before you're completely tied together.
but if you had the chance to do so for yourself, would you take that, or would you try and get to know the other person?
Centurion, I think, says, love is a gift that I have yet to receive. I think if any one man or creature is lucky enough to have received this gift, they should not squander it.
I suppose my question is, do you believe those to be the same thing?
Centurion at this point says, well, it doesn't matter what I think. I'm not in that situation. If I was in that situation, I would do what I would do, what Centurion would do. So that doesn't help you. Just do what you think you can live with the best.
Thank you.
Are you courting a lady back home?
No. My situation is a little bit different. I was given the opportunity to court, if I so wished, to explore and find someone. Love, if possible, I suppose. But I do have a deadline. That if
So,
such thing isn't met, while arrangements were made a very long time ago.
so you wish to. And did you ask of Onyx as well, or just?
Well, he's going like person by person, and just like Centurion kind of like jumped into this conversation. I don't know if Onyx wants to jump in because he was essentially going to go like person by person and just ask again. But you want to just jump into it? Yeah.
Yeah. I think he starts off with, I am not one made for such relations. But from what I would understand, the opinion of my master would be that it is important for a healthy relationship. Though it can be a frustrating process for those that wish to not have to deal with the difficulties that come with finding the right person. It does not seem to be an easy prospect for many people. By any means. Guys?
I'm not entirely sure
Yep.
if he's telling me like if it. I'm trying to figure out what he's trying to say specifically to the question I asked. It just sound like he said it's hard, but you can do it.
It's rewarding, but a lot of people find it difficult. He's kind of going based off of a little bit of just like general knowledge about like what he would have like just ingrained into him, like know about like just society in general, and a little bit of like what he would understand from like how Sid's opinion of that would be.
That's an interesting observation. Thank you, Onyx.
I'm sorry, I did not know if you wished for me to include. I can continue
No,
along.
I was going to ask everyone. I already asked, well, Merthis, but he was a bit vague on the subject.
I wouldn't expect anything less from someone like him.
I mean, I
Certainly
asked
seems to
Merlin,
drift.
and he was just, well, he laughed at me the first time, but that I think he thought it was a joke.
That would make sense.
No, when I asked Moses about it, he did said he had something of a understanding, but just told me if you can find it, it's all the better. If you can't, nothing is worse than being alone, even if you're surrounded by people.
I
You
just
could have
heard
all the friends and all the family. You could have all the friends and all the family you could ever want, but if you don't have that someone, for those who are so inclined to seek that most intimate companionship, that can certainly be a void. I imagine, at least.
It says, well, from what I understand, it only applies when you realize, well, when you look for something. Some people say they find it faster than others. or find it in a different way. I'll be honest, I've been traveling for a while. It just hasn't happened. I've met people, some fun and interesting, some a bit mean, others just downright awful. And they were met with unfortunate accidents. But like I said, I have a deadline drawing closer, and I'm just wondering if I should keep looking, or if I should just accept that it likely won't happen.
Of course you should keep looking. You shouldn't give up on such an endeavor. And besides, I think any deadline here in these recent years could be extended, unforeseen circumstances.
Not this one. She is very persistent. But
Well, then I wish you the best of luck, and I'll keep my eyes open for any eligible young ladies.
yeah, thank you. And thank you all for the time and the advice.
Well, if
Apologies.
I may, I believe it has been said before that life is like a journey, and it takes different turns every time for each individual person. I'm not sure if that helps, but it's not written yet, not finished.
I'm not going to lie. Well, someone knows. Don't know if it was Meredith or if it was someone else who essentially said the same thing, but yours was a lot kinder. I liked yours better. The way they said it was a lot more brash.
Thank you. I'm glad to hear that that was an answer that seemed to help.
I mean, it's better than just saying, look, shit happens, it's going to keep happening.
It's the truth.
That is a more vulgar, but not entirely
I like,
dissimilar.
I like your way better.
I actually think
Mercedes will just shake her head, dust off her hands, and I suppose pick up a load of this ore and head for the exit.
Yeah, so everybody,
romance,
I have no idea how much we've mined, but
stuff.
I'm essentially going to try and just haul whatever we can about this. Take as much as you guys want. I have no idea how much we actually were able to mine.
So I will say this metal is surprisingly very brittle. And as you guys are trying to whack at it, quite a bit of it starts to crumble. But you guys will also notice that it is also unnaturally light for what you think this metal should be.
Is this fucking aluminum?
Me through.
We discovered fantasy aluminum.
Full aluminum.
Fantasy aluminum.
We can make pop cans.
Oh my god.
I think we can make more
them
impressive
for money.
Look, only one of us in game is scientifically enough to know how interesting this stuff can be, but
yes,
wait,
but there are
say
several of us who are chaotic enough to just happen upon it.
That's also true. God, I gotta remember, for aluminum, it's got a nice high melting point. You could really you can make some good armor for your Centurion, actually.
You know what? It could be as well. It could be something fucking awful, like bismuth, where it's nice to look at, but And it's good for indigestion, but up until that point, it's not much else to do.
Well, first we got to figure out what it is. We are guessing at this point, so let's figure it out. Let's well, yeah, we're gonna fill up, I don't know, a movable cart, and just Merlin's just gonna be like the pack mule for like the time being.
Yeah.
I guess. What the fuck?
Yeah. Is anybody like wanting to lay claim to this specifically? Like, I'm gonna save this to sell it or to use later. Or is...
I asked this to be done as an apology to the dwarf because I think we got it from the wrong foot. I have no idea. This could make it far worse. You guys can take like some if you want, but I'm taking a bunch of it to her to see if this works as an apology. This could go horribly wrong though.
Yeah, Onyx is interested. Like, do you want to split like 50-50, or does anybody else want some of this?
Nah, I'm good.
I'm
I'll
good.
pass.
All
Like,
right.
is it okay? Does anyone want to take like a shard just to say they like participated, or do you just want no evidence that you were involved in this activity?
I mean,
What
I don't know what I'll
exactly
do
are
with
you
the
going
shard
to
of this
do?
metal.
What exactly are you going to do with this? Is my question, because it sounds
I'm
like you want to
going
get rid of
to
evidence.
like a Boy
I'm-
Scout merit
I'm going to
badge.
Yeah.
I'm going to present it and try to see if I like did a good thing or maybe not. I have no idea. Point is, this could blow up in my face very easily. Us mining it this way could have fucked it up horribly for them. It could have been a help, but it could have also fucked it up horribly for them. So it's a gamble.
Yeah, that is a very big question on like what their reaction would be.
Did we do a good job? Were we good boys, or is this just going to get them to hate us?
Sky is chuckling a whole lot.
Look, we're about to find out.
Yeah, I don't think. I mean, Centurion might keep a little piece, but I don't know. Like, that's probably it.
All right.
I punched
No one else
in my
wants any?
decision. I'm not going to let Crystal's evil chuckles dissuade me from not taking any.
All right, you guys got some? Onyx, since you're the only one here,
Well,
you said you
yeah,
want
I
to do
guess-
it 50-50?
actually, how brittle is this stuff? Like, does it turn to dust?
Yeah, that is.
It almost splinters.
Yeah,
Like, he,
never
like-
mind. Because he doesn't
Sounds-
have pockets. All he has is his
Micro.
scarf and his cape. So I think he's just gonna fucking leave it.
Yeah, with
Alright.
whatever Onyx is getting,
I'm-
he doesn't have a bag right now, so he's literally just taking
I'm going
out
to
his
make
clothes.
him like a mini wheelbarrow, so like Onyx can just take his share and like assumingly go to sit with it.
There are
And I'll just-
wheelbarrows there for you guys to use.
Oh, that is
Yeah,
useful.
so a wheelbarrow full for Onyx, and I'll just take the rest on the pack mule.
Do we have that
I'm
much
good.
of the ore? Wow.
I mean, there are a bunch of mine carts around here, and like just you can literally just pick them up with one hand.
Yeah, that's also true.
I'm good.
All right, it's time to flip that coin. Good deed or horrible mistake? Let's find out.
So I guess the rest of the party is leaving. So who left before? It was Sid and then Arthur?
Arthur, and then the dwarf girl left first. Oh, you guys might want to like help her process what she's about to walk into.
Yeah, because
Sid and Arthur helping someone process a grieving moment. This is gonna be awful.
we're gonna see how that goes. Because we also got like 40 minutes to play around with to see what was going on out there.
Yeah, more or less. Yeah.
Sky, how's she doing?
So,
We did tell her that her grandfather was alive and he's at the blacksmith, so she knows that. But that's about it.
one second. So we have the dwarf leaves first, followed closely by Arthur and Sidian. So you two will witness As you guys are stepping out of the cave, it takes a couple seconds for you guys to adjust to the sunlight again, but this dwarven woman is looking at the wall, and there is what can only be described as pure anger, just kind of radiating from her small frame as she stares at this wall. And you guys are able to see it, so you know she can see the splotches of dried blood that's still left.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah, they're all in the forever box.
I don't think they were put in any boxes, because I think anybody that would be putting them in boxes would have also been put in boxes.
How many are left?
We're not entirely certain. We did run into your grandfather, though, in his shop. And we got another place we're going to check on.
I just got here.
So 2. You guys have seen 2 people in town.
Yeah.
She is going to start heading directly in the direction of the blacksmith shop.
Before she goes, I don't know if she's going to listen at all, but Sid is going to mention the teleportation circle in the town. It is currently safe to use. You can use it to get to Sutton Outpost. It's a safe place where you can...
I'm not leaving.
Well, you seem to have the same sentiment, so I guess you're in good kind there, at least. Just figured you should know.
Arthur is no help. He's just kind of looking on because he still doesn't know what the fuck. He doesn't know what the fuck, who the fuck, how the fuck. So
do you guys follow her to the blacksmith shop?
Me roll.
Yeah.
I mean, are you inclined to follow after?
Yeah, sure, fuck it.
I mean,
yeah,
I
'cause
think
Sid could go either
I
way.
think we're merging at this point, so yeah.
I think you guys are still going to be mining for a while. Mercy.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Because I don't think it took 40 minutes to get to the cave entrance. Or maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, no, we were separated for a while because it's 30 minutes to skin the 3 and then like another 10 to mine.
Mm-hmm.
At least.
All right. And I'll slunk back to from whence I came.
But okay, you guys follow her into the blacksmith shop, and as soon as she gets there, she throws these doors open, and you hear a very small yelp coming from the blacksmith shop. Almost sounded like if you've ever stepped on like a mouse.
Uh-huh.
If you ever stepped on a mouse?
When you guys approach, you will see that this dwarven woman actually has the blacksmith pinned up against the wall.
Maybe we should let them... No, I don't think that's what they're doing.
Arthur just says...
I hope not.
No, he just said, shh, shh, it's getting good. go on.
Yeah.
But
When
yeah,
you say that, Sid just... Oh, sorry.
you guys hear an almost, you could hear the pain resonating from her voice as she starts screaming at this dwarf, or at this gnome.
Is he a gnome? I thought they were...
No, the blacksmith's a gnome.
Okay.
The
Interesting.
woman's a dwarf. But yeah, so you just hear her start screaming, and there's just this anguish in her voice as she is hurling these accusations at him. You were supposed to watch over this place. You were supposed to come get me if anything happened, if anything went wrong, if this continued. And you guys see this gnome is almost on the verge of tears. If you guys could look inside of his mind, I'm pretty sure you guys would be able to see his life flash before his very eyes right now.
Should we get involved, or should we just let this be for a bit? Kind of whispering over to Arthur.
We should probably get ready for something. Like, do I don't... How about we just get ready for something?
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
This continues on for about 5 minutes as she just unleashes this fury on him. Before she finally asks, "Where is my grandfather?"
Oh.
He looks at Sid. You said that was a grandfather.
I thought he was.
I don't even know where the fuck I am.
We just got here like an hour ago, so we're still figuring things out.
I'm not from around here.
Yeah, I kind of figured that at this point.
Like this existence.
Yeah, no, I know what a planeswalker is. And trust me, we can fill you in more, but again, we're not from around here, like this area of the continent. So we're still filling things in.
He kind of Arthur just okay. Well, why don't we start off with what your grandpa looks like, or his name?
Are you saying that to the dwarf, or are you saying that to
dwarf.
Sid?
No,
Okay.
the dwarf.
No, Sid, what's your
Fair.
grandfather like?
I wouldn't know.
My grandfather's name is Dwali. He's about this high, and she'll kind of motion to the same height as yourself, and has a long white beard.
Does that sound like the dwarf that we met before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, I don't know. I don't remember, but I think Sid would remember it because the others told him to go somewhere, and I don't remember where that is.
So, Marlin and Borodal, where did you guys leave the old dwarf?
We left him with guards, being the mounts of a boar and a giant elk, as you know, companions, bodyguards, friends. We kind of left him to do his own thing, but we made sure he had the protection and the new weapons. But We didn't tell him to stay put. We left him at the blacksmith's, but we didn't tell him, hey, stay here, wait for us. He was free to do his own thing.
Ooh, damn.
Okay. So he's disappeared. So the blacksmith should know, though.
Hopefully, but he's got some pets with him.
Well, they're not here, so that's good. Do I shrug or do I actually say something?
Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you were gonna say something.
No, go ahead.
Sid just kind of shakes his head and shrugs a bit. He does not know. I'm not certain. He should have been here.
And now it's the blacksmith's turn to look confused. I haven't seen him all day. He never came by, I don't think. You guys came by and you guys asked me for things, and then and then his throat's kind of cut off by this dwarven woman.
He's like, for the record, I have never come by here. This is my first time here.
Yeah, I think my compatriots said that they were gonna, or that, you know what it probably was, is that compatriots is maybe, I'm getting sidetracked. They said that they were gonna tell him to go here, I think, is what I remember them telling us. But he must have gone somewhere else. Sid is gonna quickly excuse himself from the store. I don't know if anybody says anything to him as he's going or before he goes.
No. At this point, he kind of. No, I think Arthur at this point is too. He kind of want to see what happens next, but he's like mulling. Is like, is anyone gonna die? Should I step in? So he probably doesn't pay attention to you.
Yeah, does she say anything? She's probably distracted by the...
She has focused her attention now back on the snow.
Because unfortunately, I think I might have an idea of where he is now, and it's not a great place. But I guess we'll find out. Sid is... Well, I guess I don't know where he would be exactly, but I'm gonna start heading back towards the front gate to see if he followed through on his previous plans when left alone.
Okay. We will get back to you, Sidian. At this point, while you're heading over there, that's probably when you'll see the rest of the party come out of the hollow with their wheelbarrows in tow of metals.
Sid looks proud of Onyx.
I said we got some more materials for your experiments.
Thank you.
That was creepy.
Sid is going. Sid will kind of yell. I'm gonna go check on something. Arthur is with the dwarf in the blacksmith shop. Not saying which dwarf.
Who the fuck is Arthur?
The new asshole. The new guy.
I think Centurion looks over at Mercy. I thought your brother was the only asshole on this team.
No, everybody here is...
should just lightly whack his arm.
Oh, fuck.
That's my brother you're talking about.
Only I'm allowed to
he's...
insult him.
Only I am allowed to call him an asshole.
Yeah. I was gonna say
Well,
Arthur
where are
kind
they
of just
going?
gets.
Oh,
Sorry,
go
go ahead.
for it.
No, I was
No,
because
go
I
ahead.
didn't know I didn't know Scott was gonna switch here. I was just gonna say, he probably gets like mage hand ready to kind of push her out of the way. Well, obviously she doesn't see it, but kind of just gets it ready in case she does anything stupid.
To the gnome? You know what? Fair. She does look frustrated, but it doesn't look like there's murderous intent yet.
Yet, being keyword, I assume.
But she has gone back to venting her anger and her frustration at this poor gnome, who is just sitting there taking it. The rest of you guys, Marlin, Centurion, Borodal, and Mercedes, and Onyx will walk out to see Sidian going back towards the wall. You guys hear that the dwarf is left back at the blacksmith shop. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I don't think Centurion knows why he's going that direction. So he'll probably go inside to find out first.
Yeah.
Towards the blacksmith or towards Sidian?
Towards the blacksmith to see where the fuck Sidian is going. Like, why is he going towards the thing?
Mercedes, where are you going? Will you follow after your brother, or will you go towards the blacksmith shop?
I guess I'll go follow my brother.
Okay.
Ooh, do they get to die together?
And
Hopefully not.
Marlin and Borodal, where are you guys going?
Blacksmith shop all the way. That's where we assume the guy is, but we have no way to confirm that.
Okay. So, Centurion, Marlin, and Borodal, you guys make your way down to the blacksmith shop, and you guys, even a couple feet outside, you guys are able to hear this dwarven woman just yelling these insults at someone inside. It isn't until you guys get closer that you realize that she is yelling almost frantically at this point at the gnome that she still has pinned against the wall. You guys do see Arthur there, kind of just watching.
If he could conjure popcorn somehow, he fucking would.
That tracks.
She does not notice you guys' arrival. What would you guys like to do?
You said there's no murderous intent
No.
in her eyes right now.
Correct. Right now there is no murderous intent. She is just very upset.
Well, I think Centurion, he's a little confused here because he didn't even know that they knew each other.
Okay.
So I think he's still trying to comprehend what's going on and what, like, kind of listen to what she's saying.
From what
Borodal?
you guys are able to pick up, you guys can tell that she is blaming what happened to this town on this gnome. There's mentions of he was supposed to keep an eye out on everyone. He was supposed to make sure no one else got hurt. And if anyone else got hurt, he was supposed to let her know. And he failed to do even that. And then it just kind of goes on and on and on.
I think he it's I don't know about Bordal and whatnot, but Centurion feels a little awkward here. So he kind of just clears his throat, like,
Hearing that, Centurion, she will turn to you. A nasty glare on her face. And just snap a quick, what?
What's going on here? Like, who is he supposed to be that who's he supposed to be to protect this entire town to you? Like, why is it your job?
Something happened. A while ago, people started acting strange. They weren't right. We tried to do what we could, but all we could do was make sure that they didn't hurt themselves. Me, Ash,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
and Fyra, the lady that runs the inn, we were the only ones that weren't affected for some reason. Everyone else changed. But we couldn't just let this town fall to ruin because of it, so I did what I had to, and I tried to keep the mining going. But when I'm in there, I can't watch the people out here. I can't be in two places at once.
Sky, question real quick, if I may. I'm assuming Arthur would have also seen the splotches when he first popped out the ground like a daisy.
He would have seen the splotches outside, yes.
Would he kind of gathered together what was going on?
Let's make sure. Roll me a wisdom check. Let's see.
He's 14. I got nothing to add on to that for some reason.
Yes, I think with the 14, it didn't click at first when you popped out. It wasn't something that you're like, oh, yeah, this is blood. Something definitely happened here. It wasn't until she started to explain how people were behaving differently, and especially when she said that they were hurting themselves, that you realized what those splotches were.
If that's the case, I think Arthur kind of, maybe in the heat of the moment, interrupts and is like, oh, so they killed themselves.
Not the best bedside manner, but
No, they didn't. You can't say that they killed themselves. They didn't do this. Something did this to them to make them hurt themselves.
Centurion does like put a shoulder on a hand on her shoulder and say, "Okay, like let's focus on the right now. Now, I understand. Thank you for explaining. But from what we talked to him, he hasn't left this shop. And I don't know if that's fear or otherwise. I don't think yelling is going to help find whoever you're looking for." He's like, "I should know. I get it."
She looks between you and the gnome a couple times before letting out an angry cry, and she just throws this gnome down to the ground. "I need to find my grandfather. He also wasn't okay. He also changed recently, and you guys said that he was okay, right?" And she will look towards Marlin and Borodal.
Like, what, not even an hour, maybe 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes ago, we were with him before we went into the cave, or you when you started here, or when we heard the crying. Now, officially, we left him here because we stopped off here to grab a quick axe and like see stuff before the crying started. We left him with our animals, so he's got to be somewhere here around. So we just got to search the place. Where do you think he'd go? Garden, gate, back porch?
You said that he seemed okay. He wasn't upset or sad or...
Not after we talked to him. Like, he won some things. We had gotten to smile a little. It seems like having company was helping. So we find him. We just make sure we keep him with some people, keep him talking. It seems like it'll help keep that at bay, I guess.
Then if he was feeling okay, he would probably be at the tavern. That's the only other place he would go.
Please lead the way. Please do lead the way. We got to make sure he's okay. We got to make sure that booze is okay.
Priorities.
I know your priorities, yeah.
But as soon as you say that, she does rush out of this blacksmith shop and starts to lead you guys up the path towards the northern gate and towards the tavern.
Oh yeah, we're following, definitely. Wheelbarrows in tow.
Yeah, she didn't even realize you guys had wheelbarrows with you.
Yeah, which is maybe a good thing.
Arthur's fucking sprinting. He almost forgets that she's leading the way.
But it does not take no more than 3 minutes, and you guys are at the door to the eastern gates. And to the side of these large gates that block off the path leading up the rest of the mountain, there is a door. And she immediately throws it open and starts climbing up this spiral staircase that leads up to what you can only assume is the lodging above the gate. And she steps through this tavern.
Immediately check. Now, Bordel's helping her look for her old man. Merzis is immediately looking for like the nearest way to get some booze.
Onyx is looking for somewhere to store this wheelbarrow. Actually, you know what? I think he waits outside with the wheelbarrow.
Arthur's looking for a drink, a large one, preferably distilled.
So you guys walk in, and you guys see a relatively small tavern area. There are a couple tables, and almost all of them completely empty. There is a red-headed woman behind the bar who is currently trying to organize some bottles that she has up along the shelf. Her back is turned toward you guys, so she doesn't see you guys walk in. But you guys do see another dwarf sitting at the bar.
Is that the grandfather?
It sure is.
That's good. That means that Sid is going there for nothing. Or maybe nothing.
But you guys see that he is slumped over. There is a rather almost comically large glass sitting next to him. That's the rest of the counter completely empty. He looks like he is passed out.
I think Arthur just kind of pushes through everyone. Oblivious to the old man, just sits next to him and says, "I'll take 2 of those."
Merzus will try and wake up who he assumes is the bar owner, maid, I don't know, gently, just got some customers.
This woman, hearing voices and really footsteps, she turns around quickly, surprised to hear a large commotion going on right now because she hasn't heard that in a while. And lets out a small gasp. What? Who are you people? Are you more visitors?
Customers. Visitors, customers. As long as you got the drink.
Oh, I've got plenty of drink. We don't get too many customers around here anymore. So what will you have? And there's this big smile that starts to grow on her face.
I'll have a round for me, my friends, this gnome, this girl who seems to have just been reunited with her family, and if you're busy later.
This gnomish... And she lets out a small gasp, seeing this young dwarf, who is now rushed over to check on her father.
Herbed.
Catherine, you made it out. What happened to you? And the 2 women start to speak to each other. They talk about what has been going on in the town. The numerous deaths that have occurred. And the reason why they weren't able to leave. We tried to go outside, but anytime we stepped foot outside of this building, it was almost as if someone had put a sleeping potion in my drink, and I would get so drowsy. I don't know what it was about being in this building, but it doesn't affect me as much here.
All kill spiritual bacteria as well as physical.
The alcohol.
Sky, if I may, because I think this is Centurion trying to recall, but I think the other one said something similar as well, or something to that effect. Like he hadn't slept in days because he slept there, or like that's where he usually slept, but he'd been working and he hadn't slept in days.
Roll me a history check.
That's a 17.
So you would recall that, yes, he did mention that he has not slept in days. He has been hyper focused on his work. But he also mentioned that there was someone that would check up on him. But they haven't been there recently.
Okay, I think Centurion would kind of not interrupt, but kind of at the end of them talking about that would let them know what the blacksmith said. Something to that effect. And ask, is that somehow connected to, and it points at her, you as well?
Yeah, I would go and give Ash food and make sure that he was taking care of himself. He gets obsessed with his inventions.
Oh.
Sid, no.
Sid, yes.
If I don't check up on him, he'll go days without even sleeping sometimes. He just loses track of time. Is he okay? Is he still okay?
Arthur kind of just, well, she did try to choke him out, but other than that, he's fine.
And then you'll hear the dwarven woman, who's, by the way, her name is Cathra. You guys haven't asked, but Borodal and Marlin know. Cathra will speak up, and she will just kind of ask, wait, is that why he didn't come get me when more people started to... Well, when this started to affect more people? And the barmaid will just kind of shrug her shoulders. I don't know, but I would assume so. And as she's doing that, she will line up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 glasses along the bar. Go behind, pull out this dark green bottle, pop it open, and start pouring this dark brown liquid into each of them.
Merge is definitely going to pull out some gold and also ask, now about my last question.
My guy, you got curved, says Arthur.
I would say no. Business has been slow recently, but the other day, I actually got a visitor.
Anyone interesting?
Very. She just kind of showed up out of nowhere. She had this dog that she was almost talking to. But she left earlier today, and now you guys are here, so maybe it's a sign that my business might start to pick up again.
I mean, it's always possible.
Why don't you stick around until closing, and then we'll find out.
I can most certainly do that.
Cutting briefly back to Sidian and Mercy. Mercy, you are following after Sidian as he is going up this wall.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys speak at all?
Hopefully
or do
we're
you
not
guys
going to
just
find a dead dwarf.
silently walk
does she-
up there?
Catch up to me quickly? Or is she like a bit behind me?
I suppose a bit behind.
I thought Mercy was the athletic one, though.
She sure is.
And we still
but
got the same
just-
movement speed.
Taking her
Yeah.
time catching up.
Let me actually make a just perception check to see if Sid would even see her. Yeah, that's a no. He is not. I think internally I'll share that he's probably a bit like nervous. Like, did we fuck up? Did we let this suicidal guy out of our sights for like 5 minutes and now he went and offed himself?
Spoiler alert, Grandpa fucking died.
I mean, you didn't. You guys already know that.
I mean, you guys already have that confirmation.
Here's the thing. We think we're with Grandpa, but if they find any random piece of blood they can't be sure was not there when they entered, God, what if this is him?
Yeah, you don't know. That guy's the doppelganger.
Hey, maybe this bloody piece of leather on the ground is your grandfather.
Maybe Sid and Mercy will find our grandfather.
He's like, you know what? I can try speak with the dead, but I don't think I'm gonna get much.
Oh,
I mean,
gosh.
Gosh.
we don't. Actually, we do know who our grandfather is on our mother's side, and our grandmother on our mother's side. But they're long dead.
Yep.
And
And then
Yeah,
on our father's side, who fucking
Who
knows?
knows? I mean, I
think
know.
you guys do. I
But
think you
who
guys
knows?
do know, but it's really hard to pronounce infernal names.
I mean,
Amadeus?
if our father is
Destroyer
Asmodeus,
of men.
or something worse, who knows? Maybe something less worse, who knows as well. But assuming it is Asmodeus, would that make our grandfather an overgod? I don't know.
I know.
What make it really weird is if
It depends how it works in her world. This is all Crystal's
Yeah, that,
universe.
yeah, again, very much.
right.
depends
Yeah,
on
that's
her,
what I was
yeah.
gonna say.
So yeah,
So,
Sid's just
Sidian
hiking up.
and Mercedes, you guys are hiking up the length of this wall, kind of keeping an eye out. Well, Sidian is
Mhm.
keeping an eye out for any rogue dwarves that might just be, hanging too close to the edge around there. But you
Rich
guys,
corpses.
you guys don't see any bodies around. It is still relatively barren.
Okay.
There are not a lot of people, so it's definitely not lively.
Well, even if we did find bodies, it wouldn't be very lively.
Yeah,
But sorry.
but it is very much ghost towny vibes of it's very quiet, but too quiet. There should be some sort of noise, commotion you guys hear in the background, but it's just silent. And it's almost like as you guys climb this wall, the silence just gets more and more deafening.
Yeah, that tracks. Spooky out here.
Spooky.
Yeah.
Am I wrong though? But there's nothing. I think since when he gets to the top of this wall to kind of give it a look around, he's gonna wait for a minute. I think at that point he'll probably see that Mercy has followed behind him, and he'll kind of wait, looking around, but also waiting for Mercy to catch up, so they can probably talk.
And she'll catch up and hop up.
Hi. You guys were in there for a while.
Hi. Yes, we were digging up some ore.
Oh. You found more of this, and I'll pull out the thumb-sized piece of rock. Or ore. Nice. That,
Does he have to be careful not to cut himself? Like, if it's that brittle?
maybe.
I think it's more like fiberglass. It's just gonna be real itchy.
Oh, God, I think that's worse.
So even if it's brittle, it might still come in handy for something. I just need to find out what.
Wait. And
Or if it has
cursed.
any other properties. it might mix really well with other metals to make a nice alloy. But that's a side note. You came after me. I take it to probably figure out what was going on.
Yes, I wanted to catch up with you and see what you were doing exactly.
Yeah, I was so I didn't realize this at first, but apparently the gnome and the dwarf aren't related. When I say it out loud like that, it seems blatantly obvious, but I just hadn't. I forgot that he was a gnome and not a dwarf.
Fucking racist.
Apparently, from what it sounded like, he never went to blacksmith's shop at all. So I wanted to make sure he didn't kind of gesturing to the other side of the wall that they came up on, and just kind of like pointing like back and forth. Finish
Well,
his leap.
has he?
Hmm?
And her face will go pale for a moment.
I don't see anything from up here. I don't see anything around there, and that kind of leaves one other place that we haven't explored, at least that we know of, or that I can see from up here. And he just kind of points towards the tavern. Either that or we wandered off, never to be seen again, but I'm gonna say probably not. Hopefully not.
Well, then if he's not over the edge, that's good, very good. Suppose we should find the others.
Yeah. Where were they heading?
Well, last I saw them, I saw a group of them heading towards blacksmith shop.
All right. Guess we should check there again and follow their tracks, I guess.
Hmm.
Mercy, before we go, again, still getting used to all this, but everything all right? Things have been weird the last couple days. So,
I'm all right.
all right.
I'm just always uncertain. I'll be glad when things get back to normal and I can be certain of my purpose, what I'm doing, what I should do, how to do it. Consistency.
Kind of chuckles a bit at that. I know that we've almost certainly got different views on this, but in my opinion, nothing is ever certain. And part of life is just learning to deal with the uncertainty. Because there's always going to be shit that happens after you think things are done. There's always the next thing.
Right, but I can reduce that, at least in my life. You might enjoy that swinging from one thing to another, but I would like to reduce that as much in my life as I can.
And that's fair. But part of the swinging is how much there is, so even if you do figure it out, and he kind of has, it's up air quotes, it's gonna come back around.
For certain.
But in hell, I thought a couple months ago when we finished up dealing with Lest, I thought things were gonna wrap back around, but it seems like things are back where they started, almost.
Right.
Almost. It's a little bit of progress each
That's
time.
how it'll be for several more sins to go. God's willing, we'll make it through them all.
We'll see. No, we'll knock him flat. He kind of does a playful little punch on her shoulder. Anyway, I don't think we should keep the others waiting. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, we should go.
But yeah. All right.
So you guys make your way back to the blacksmith shop?
I think go to the blacksmith
But I
shop.
imagine we'll find it empty now.
Check in with him.
It's not empty.
Ask.
Well,
Not entirely
when
empty.
you guys walk in, you guys don't see anyone, but you guys will notice that the door that led down to the downstairs area is now closed.
Okay.
All right. We don't see anybody in there though.
No.
I guess we check the tavern. It's the only other place that stuff seems to be going on.
Perfect. So by the time you guys get to the tavern, it is a bit livelier because there's now a lot of people in there.
Actually, we probably see Onyx standing outside because I think he
sure
did
was
stand.
Onyx. Yep.
Yep.
You'll see Onyx first. Onyx standing outside, I guess, keeping guard.
So he doesn't really know what to do in this sort of situation, and probably
It's better to keep guard than us getting ambushed again.
Yeah. Onyx just kind of looks, and when Sid and Mercy get close enough, he'll just go, "Welcome. I have not seen you in a while. We procured this strange ore, and I figured it could be of use." He said, "Well, nod in approval. Nice work." And I think what he's just going to do is he's going to take his bag of holding and just pour as much as the bag will hold. Probably all of it, I assume.
It will fit all of it, yes. The swimmer is not
Nice.
10 by 10.
And Sid just kind of not kicks over the wheelbarrow, but like pushes it over with his foot. So it's just kind of off to the side and not in anybody's way.
Okay. You have a bag of holding filled with this mysterious blue metal.
How much should I put on the sheet for that? Like 10 ingots, or like just a whole bunch of blue ore?
Yeah, I would just put a whole bunch of blue ore, because we'll get into what this is. Maybe.
Alright.
I say that like I know. I don't know what you guys will do. Who knows? We might
Sid
never
is
come
proud.
back
I
to this
also-
metal ever again.
I also will need to do we even know if this thing needs to be processed in any way?
Probably.
You guys don't know.
That's the thing. We really don't, but we should try and find out.
Well, Sid is pretty good with this sort of stuff.
I mean, I'm assuming you're gonna make bullets out of this or a weapon. That's almost like a guarantee.
that might work pretty well, but I don't know. I need to find out this stuff's properties.
Yeah. But, yeah, so once you guys make it inside, you guys do see the rest of your party there. Most of them hanging around the bar, drinking. And you guys will see the
Alright.
dwarven woman you guys met, still hugging her grandfather at the bar, who still is very much passed out, and has now started to smoke
alright.
a little bit.
Sid's just gonna turn over to Mercy and be like, "Whew, just kind of like do the mimes wiping sweat from his brow.
Mm-hmm. Mercy will return that gesture with a similar look of relief.
Just FYI, Centurion is not drinking. He's on a non. He doesn't want to catch on fire.
Non-flammable liquid diet.
Yeah.
That's
We're
I
gonna
mean,
drink it and then all of a sudden burp out a fucking fireball.
Yeah, with somebody in your condition, spontaneous combustion is more likely than most other people.
Yeah, so if he does take a drink, he will instantly, like, Human Torch, won't he?
maybe.
I mean,
Yeah, but he won't.
Yeah,
He'll just sit there like, "Isn't this magical?"
I think seeing
get
that
a
you're
ice
not
water.
drinking, she's going to kind of rummage around a little bit and pull out another bottle. This one is clear, and you can see the inside of it is this weird, almost burnt orange color. And she'll pour you out a glass.
For a second, I thought she was about to pull out, like, the heavy moonshine.
Drink.
Here, blow on this.
I mean,
It's just nitroglycerin. You just explode, no fire.
can I use minor conjuration to summon a glass of nitroglycerin?
Jesus. As soon as I take a drink, okay, roll me 60. Why, you're starting over.
Roll
No.
60-20. Do you mean 20d6? No.
Also, yeah. I think he goes up to it and, in a very rabbit-like fashion, he like sniffs it.
It is it smells very earthy, and there are kind of familiar scents that are coming at you. And from the scent, you can kind of tell this is almost a very fine vegetable juice.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Does
he'll
he
sit
drink
down.
it like a rabbit? Because I've seen how rabbits drink.
Bloody Mary,
Yes.
hold the alcohol, I guess.
Hold the Mary, just
Sorry.
blood. Wait, what?
Hold the Mary. Or is it hold the blood? And you're just drinking the Mary.
No.
Boo, says Arthur.
But yeah, so you
Type
got
of character.
poured,
Vicious mockery.
you got poured a very nice vegetable juice.
Yeah, but he does drink it like a rabbit.
Great.
Wait, does that mean licking it up or just pouring it on himself?
I've never seen a rabbit drink, so I don't know.
I've seen rabbits drink in like two ways. They like lick it up like the same way a cat kind of drinks, and then the other one that our cat does, which is kind of like dips upon it and then licks his paw.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So yes, one of those two, whichever one.
Adorable. But yeah. You can...
I think since everyone's having a drink, I think Arthur's just kind of like in his head, like, I still don't know. I still have no fucking idea who the hell these people are.
Does he say that out loud or just in his head?
Yes, with him, yes.
Do we hear it?
Probably.
If that is the case, then
Then-
Sid will just kind of like put a hand on his shoulder and just kind of go, "Well, you're in luck. We're in a tavern, the best place to meet people," he says with a bit of a grin.
And if you don't know,
you
you can
do
always
see-
ask.
You do feel a hand just pull you away. Centurion, not Centurion, Sidian.
Like I check, is it a spectral hand or is this like telekinetic, invisible?
Well, it's essentially flavored like telekinetic. He essentially can use Mage Hand invisibly whenever he wants.
Yeah. All right. He'll just kind of put a hand, like his hands, like up in the air, like not like up in the air, but like at his like roughly shoulder level. I'm like, all right. Just saying. If you have any questions, I think now might be a good time to ask.
I'm assuming he actually did get 2 of the big ones that the old man had.
If that's what you want,
Yeah.
she'll bring out 2 of those comically large glasses and fill them up with this very thick, foamy, almost like a very dark beer.
You just see him.
That's the
And-
good stuff.
The first one, give me a second here. Let me see. I think I need to do a Constitution saving throw because he's gonna just down it.
Go for it.
Chug, 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 chug.
So that's going to be a 19.
Yep, you are fine.
Sweet.
And he lets out the biggest fucking belch. He's like, okay, where am I?
Mercedes
is the
just
name
gonna
of this
gag a little
planet?
bit at that.
What is the name of the? Do we have a name for the planet, or is this just we are on Ekra?
Ekra.
Okay. Well, I'm not entirely certain on how much you know about the planes. I know you've traveled between them, but I'm not entirely certain how much you know about them. We're on the Primaterial Plane. I assume a very different one from the one you came from, on a continent named Ekra. That, as of, it was 7 years, right? Or 6 years?
Right now it has been 6 years. Well, closer to 7 now because of the time spent with last.
Okay. Almost 7 years ago, this continent got, was starting to be dogpiled by demons from the Nine Hells, or devils from the Nine Hells. That's an important clarification. Known as the Seven Deadly Sins. And a month and a half ago, roughly, the 3 of us, kind of gesturing to Centurion, Mercy, and I, and a couple others, took down the first of these sins, lust. Kind of pausing for a moment. Probably for the best you didn't join in on that one.
Arthur actually interjects and says, I don't know. I heard he's pretty adventurous.
Do you say she or he?
He,
I
and
don't know.
I think that gives you the first hint that he does know who the sins are.
Interesting. Yet Sid mentally notes that, but I don't think mentions anything about that at the moment. I may have just guessed, for all I know. Yeah. So we're about a week and a half ago, we started trekking up this mountain in Acedia because that's where we are now, to find and hopefully defeat. We're planning on defeating pretty handily Sloth, the second of the sins. There are other continents, but nothing terribly exciting is happening on them right now. Trust me, I've Well, until recently, I knew what was going on. I haven't heard much for quite a while now.
And then he just kind of like sloth, right? That explains the whole. And he gestures like a noose sort of gesture. You know, the whole.
Yeah,
Uh,
they like twisting to the worst possible versions.
he kind of looks over at Mercy, and then back at Sid and says, "Okay, Ekra, that sounds better than that other place too. Something called the Dirt." But and he looks at Mercy. I've never so like this is completely different. Oh, because I've never even seen your. What is that? And he looks at her like religious symbol.
And she will clutch it, and like this little twinkle in her eyes will just sparkle as her face lights up. This is the symbol of my goddess, Saloon.
You will notice he's still staring at her chest.
And hold on, will she notice this? I'm gonna
I
roll.
don't know. Will she?
Nope, she
You've
does
got
not
that
notice
hard
this.
thinking
And
face.
if anything, she just steps closer. Bringer of the light?
Do I notice
Certainly.
And he's just like, yeah, how great's that light? That's some pretty great light.
this? Do I notice this?
I don't know Mercy's figure. I'm just going with it, okay? So
I mean,
rolled for it.
she's a busty little thing, I guess. I pretty much modeled her off myself. Not gonna lie.
so then yeah, he's just kind of like, yeah, that's
But
pretty
she is
great
fully
light.
covered.
Yeah.
Sid,
So he's like, I bred it some really soft light.
I'm gonna snap my
It's
fingers,
gentle
and a
and it.
big poncho like appears over Mercy. I don't know if that's. I think I could do that.
Oh,
I
she's
don't.
already.
I mean,
Dude,
she's already
covered head to toe. Yeah. And she's just
I'm
going to
sorry, what were you
continue
saying
to rant. It is a gentle light, and all that Saloon and her followers touch, at least from what I have experienced and what I have known and what I have seen and done as a follower, has been nothing but to spread goodness and light. And that is most important in these dark times.
Mm-hmm.
You see Sid roll his eyes, not like turning towards it, like looking away from Mercy. He rolls his eyes.
And he kind of looks at her. Maybe we should study this light sometime.
Yeah,
Oh
but
gosh,
too
you're
bad
just
you're gonna
playing
be
into it. I love it. And she just claps her hands together, and she just smiles, and she will say, "Anytime you like."
Can I step on his foot underneath the table or something like that?
Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Sleight of hand?
Yes, please.
I'm surprised none of the pets have done anything, but then I remember I think we left them somewhere else.
That's
Yeah, Ballard was
Nick
helping to
is
skin those things.
Nix is in the. It was in the blacksmith shop, and he followed Centurion after they left. So
19 for the sleight of hand.
Successful.
Sid just like steps on your toes, not like trying to like make it like he's not like stomping on them, but he's just like enough to get your attention, and like he just kind of slowly shakes his head with like a furrowed brow.
he's like, sorry, your sister just have large lights.
Glaring. I don't know.
I have expected him to be like gently stabbed by a little knife until you hear like the clicking of a gun underneath the table.
Oh, if he continued on, there's a decent chance of that, but maybe not that.
But he does say, well, as much, and believe me, I will. He kind of does the whole gesture, take you up on that offer later. I know it wasn't you that summoned me here, because you would never deal with someone that I deal with. So it wasn't you. So which one of you brought me here?
I don't think any of us brought you here. You just kind of popped out of the ground when we were talking with him, kind of gesturing to the knocked out dwarf.
Well, no,
However
I
you
was
arrived here.
uppercutted into. I remember being in a tavern, and them uppercutting me into the roof, and then I came out of your ground.
Well, of course. I mean, if you want, Mercy can help you try that again, see if you make it to another reality.
Why don't we stick with the lights first?
No.
So it wasn't you. It wasn't her.
Everybody else was preoccupied. I mean, everybody at the time was preoccupied with a different conversation. At least from what I'm aware of.
So then what are you guys supposed to be doing? Because you're talking about the sins like they're up here.
One of them is, well, further
Well,
up.
they are.
They've each claimed a territory of this continent for themselves. And Sloth chose this mountain range. What did you ask?
What did you guys do? Seriously, like, who fucked up?
I guess, could I perhaps roll to see what I would understand about planar, like, would some kind of planar travel be possible via, like, just accidentally? Or, I mean,
Go
I
ahead
don't
and
know.
roll me an Arcana.
All right. 23.
So yes, planar travel can be done accidentally. It is rare, but it has happened.
Yeah, it's not impossible that you were sent here completely on accident. Some god or arcane force just fucked up, and now you're here.
Well, you didn't answer what I asked. Who fucked up so bad that the sins are up here?
Oh, we don't know that. Oh, I thought you were asking about. Okay, sorry. I thought you were asking about.
Because I know I appreciate that. That's great knowledge. I'm gonna put that in this pocket right here. But back to the original question. So you guys just don't know, and this is all messed up. Yeah, because I mean, I know, like, we have those back home, but they're not. They're
Part of
they're where they're supposed to be, which is not here.
yeah, the Nine Hells. That's something that people have been wondering for all these past years, and something I'm very much looking at for the answer of.
Also, I don't know if you need to call them the 7 deadly sins.
I think
Maybe
they
just
started
the
the name.
sins because all of them are dead, like they're all deadly.
Well, it kind of implies that there's less deadly sins. Like, sloth, like, obviously there's, like, the extreme situations, like, average sloth isn't, like, that deadly. Unless you, like, do it in front of a, like, tiger.
Okay. Uh, and then he kind of looks over at everyone else because he does see he's like, well, you two, he's your ex.
No.
He's looking at Mercy.
Are
Right?
you inferring that Sid is her ex?
Yes, he looks over he's looking at Sid, then back at her, and he's like, so he's like, your ex?
What?
Arthur asked if
No.
Sidian was. Yeah.
No.
Gross.
We're twins.
Oh yeah, that's better.
Brother and sister.
Oh, okay.
Don't.
But you're not that's not part of your religion, right?
What
you-
are you implying?
We're not.
Look,
Gross.
I'm just a simple realm traveler. I don't judge.
Do they do that
Just
where you're
trying to
from?
get a simple story here.
Is that a thing where you're from? Do they do that?
Well, there's blood orgies, but I don't think those really count.
Sid just kind of turns towards Mercedes and just kind of mouths, "Blood orgies?"
And she'll just shrug, I don't know. One of
Look,
these
and
sort of kids these days type thing.
Sid is trying to steer Mercy in having a bad impression, so she steers clear of him. Yeah, we'll see.
He's
Though.
just he does just say he's like, it's just really different here, and you can see him kind of playing around with a lot of minor magic in his hands. He's like, the magic here is just it's here, it's right here, and I don't have to wait for it. So
Where else would it be? Are you saying the weave works differently in your realm, your original world?
Yes.
Tell me
I don't
more.
really study it. That's kind of for nerds.
You see, Sid is wanting to ask for more, but he's just.
God, now he's gonna think I'm a nerd.
Honestly, he's not really certain of if anything that he would understand
Yeah,
about how it
wait.
works would be reliable.
Wait. You do hear in the back of your mind, it's okay.
What was that? You kind of cut out
You
there.
hear it in the back of your mind whisper, it's okay. I already know you're a nerd.
Yeah, Sid just takes a deep breath there. How does it work? How does it different?
Would prestidigitation help me with let's say he wanted to tell a story and make things appear, would that be what helps?
Do you have minor illusion?
Minor illusion would be great. Not really. Prestidigitation.
Because he just wants to put out what looks like strings or strands of strings to explain what he's doing.
Could I summon a chalkboard for him or something?
Well,
Oh,
and I'm just reading because it says you can create a non-magical trinket or an illusionary image that can fit in your
but it only
hand.
lasts until the next round.
I mean, it's a cantrip. It's not like I'm wasting anything. But it's up to Sky.
Hold, please. So it wouldn't let you clearly display what you're trying to, because I know what you're trying to go for. Yeah, I don't
It's
think.
fine if no.
Yeah, I don't think presentation is enough to show what you're trying to show.
No, and that's why I said that's fine.
Yeah. No.
Can he do it with his telepathic abilities instead? Because I know he can speak to people, but would images be the same there?
No.
Damn, I didn't know that. Good thing I asked, because I was thinking of other stuff. But he does try and explain as best as possible that where he comes from, that magic is more. It's less like here. And he tells him it feels like I'm in an ocean. You're just submerged, and it permeates everything, right? And where he's from, it's more like you're walking on a piece of fabric with little strands of magic coming up every now and then.
Interesting. So it's
Yeah.
more rare, scarce resource.
Those that are magically inclined, and he kind of like both, so like myself, are very rare. The rest of the people that do use magic are, for lack of a better word, nerds.
All
I'm
right.
offended.
Play spellcaster in there.
Yes.
Oh, and he does explain, like, he's like, the only reason I say this is because they put your technology and my magic together, because technology is more reliable than magic is.
I'm not entirely certain, and again, this is touching on subjects that are very advanced and perhaps I've got a theory, but again, I have no way of proving it currently. Perhaps the barriers between realities in this instance worked similar to like a cell wall. You are somebody that is very dense in magic, and sometimes magic works wanting to stick together. So perhaps you were pulled into this reality because of its high volume of magic relative to others.
You will notice a very glazed over look in his eyes.
Yeah.
And Mercy will hear in her head a lot of sweet religious nothings.
Sweet religious nothings.
He's like, I know what she likes.
Yeah.
Oh, you pious, beautiful woman.
This can only end positively, obviously.
Absolutely.
Like, is she blushing again?
Wait, so you're literally like putting the music in her head?
Yeah, he's like, oh, you sweet pious woman, in all her righteous glory.
So it's not music.
Yeah, that will definitely earn a blush from her. Yeah. So putting these ideas of praising what she does and what she believes in, that'll definitely bolster her up and earn a blush.
He's completely ignoring you, Sidian. He's glazed over.
Yeah, he doesn't have like a particularly long like description of this, but he is he'll quickly share his thoughts and then kind of realize that nobody's paying attention. and just kind of put his hands up in the air and then just kind of like place them back down on his thighs. It's like, all right then, I'm gonna go get drunk.
Then Mercy
Good job,
will be like,
Jacob.
oh,
I mean,
why did you
Sidian.
stop?
No one appreciates my genius.
Nobody appreciates my genius trying to make advancements on planar travel. Or why these
Yeah.
scarce opportunities might be happening.
But he does say, let's who's everyone else? Because I get you two, and he kind of still gesturing over at Mercy. But who the hell? The big one, the furry one, the crispy one.
As a side note, do we want to
We
continue
will
on at this
stop
point?
it here because it is starting to get
Yeah.
late, and we will continue next section
That's
with
fair.
Introductions for Arthur.
Okay, I gotta ask. You said the big one, the furry one, and the crispy one.
You said two furry ones. I think.
Counting the honey badger. He doesn't know. Like, honey badger, is that part of your team? His name's Philip to him.
I mean, I already the honey badger's with us and he's named, but I'm trying to figure out who you got. Was we talking about Merlin, but also Centurion, and then who was Centurion's the crispy one, then who's the furry one?
The honey badger.
The honey badger.
Okay. Okay, then you're ignoring.
Like,
okay.
in Arthur's head,
Yeah,
the honey badger's name.
He
The honey
pleads
badger's
ignorance, I
name
think.
in Centurion's head is Philip Graves.
Oh, God.
That makes sense, but yeah, okay. So Bordal wasn't mentioned because I was wondering what? But who thought Bordal was furry?
Jesus Christ, no.
Oh, God.
I guess. Wait, because he's the one that rages, right?
Marlin.
Yeah, Marlin's the one that rages, big guy, and then you've got the other guy who visibly has horns and a tail.
He's like he says furry, but no, he was talking about honey badger.
Oh yeah, no, honey badger definitely with the big guy. At this point, he might as well just be on his shoulder. He's mean to everybody except Merlin and whoever he says not to be mean to.
Pretty much, I guess.
Love it. But we will pick up with this
Good
next
job.
week with the rest of the introductions.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we still got to see her. We have no idea how she's gonna react to all this stuff we got out of the mine. We still don't even know.
Nope, she hasn't seen it yet, so.
At some point, Sid is going to be casting Identify on that to find out exactly what is going on with it. If it's even magical at all.
I rolled it. At this point, there's a 50-50 chance that Merlin's going to forget about the rods he found in the invisible chest.
Oh god, what if it's uranium?
I mean, here's the thing. He just found them, and then he put them in, and then things got really, sticky real quick, so they weren't at the forefront of his mind.
I mean, I assume the rods would be some sort of distilled form of this stuff, but who knows?
Who knows, right? I mean, I know.
We'll find out on the next episode of Dragon. Oh wait, no, sorry, wrong one.
7 Deadly Sins.
I am really worried about this fine substance because I just told Crystal about cesium-237 and, and how it nearly fucking killed an entire fucking town in Brazil.
Yes.
So
even if it's not literally radiation, it might be magically radioactive.
No, and that's why. Here's the thing that happened because
that makes it
this
even
little girl
better.
died
Yes.
because she thought it was fairy dust.
Ooh.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's awful. People thought it was a religious thing, and they kept putting it all over themselves.
Yeah.
Should be fine.
Well, I can only imagine somebody finding, oh, hey, neat, this rock is warm all the time. I should keep it near me in the winter.
It wasn't even, and no, that's the thing. It wasn't even warm all the time. It literally glowed.